Rome, a civilization built on power, conquest, and spectacle. At the heart of its entertainment stood the gladiators, warriors who fought not only for survival, but for the glory of the arena. But behind the blood and sand lies something more. Dark legends, gods and myths that shaped the lives of these fighters, and the empire itself. Today, we delve deep into the shadows of Roman history, where fact and fiction intertwine. Welcome to Gladiators and Myths, Unearthing Rome's Dark Legends.
Imagine this arena filled with the roaring of thousands, the smell of sweat and blood, and the clash of steel. Gladiators, these men, and sometimes even women, fought for their lives in front of Roman crowds, but they were much more than just entertainment.
Gladiators were slaves, prisoners of war, or criminals forced to fight, but some volunteered, seeking fame and fortune. Theirs was a life of brutal training, combat, and eventual death. However, their role wasn't limited to just fighting. They were symbols of Rome's dominance, their blood shedding in the arena, satisfying the Romans' thirst for control over life and death.
But who were they fighting for? Was it for their freedom, for survival, or was it something more ancient, more spiritual?
The gladiatorial games were steeped in religious significance. Rome was a city that lived under the watchful gaze of its gods. Mars, the god of war, was often associated with gladiators. It wasn't just combat, it was a ritual, a blood offering to the deities of battle and death.
To the Romans, life was controlled by the divine. Victories in the arena were seen as signs of favor from the gods. Even the Colosseum itself was considered a sacred space. During the games, priests would bless the sand, and prayers would be whispered before every match. It was believed that the gods watched every fight, influencing the outcomes.
And then there were the myths, stories of gods and heroes, which inspired both fear and admiration in the gladiators. The myths surrounding Hercules, who battled monstrous beasts, became a parallel for gladiators who faced both human and animal foes. They were seen as modern-day mythic warriors, their blood sacrifices echoing the legends of old.
Gladiators didn't just fight each other. One of the most terrifying aspects of the games was the venationes, staged hunts where gladiators would face wild animals. Lions, tigers, bears, creatures brought from across the Roman Empire. But there were also whispers of something more, monsters from Roman mythology.
The Romans had a deep connection to their myths. Stories of creatures like the Chimera, the Minotaur, and even Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, were told and retold. While we may never know if these creatures ever made it to the arena, their presence in the minds of the Romans was undeniable.
Many believed that facing such creatures in the arena was akin to fighting against the chaos of the underworld itself. And in a city that was so intertwined with its myths, it was easy for reality and legend to blur.
Death was a constant companion to the gladiators, but in Roman belief, death wasn't the end. It was merely a passage to another realm. The afterlife, as described by Roman myths, was a place of judgment. The virtuous went to the Elysian fields, while the wicked were punished in Tartarus.
Gladiators who died in the arena were seen as both tragic and heroic figures. Many believed their deaths were part of a divine plan, and their spirits would join the gods or live on in the underworld. This gave gladiatorial combat an air of both honor and fatalism.
Gladiators were often buried with honors, and many even had tombstones erected for them by the public. The mythic parallels continued in death, as many saw these warriors as embodying the spirit of ancient heroes like Achilles or Aeneas.
So what remains of these gladiators today? We know them as the heroes of Rome's most brutal games, but they were also so much more. They lived in a world where gods, myths, and legends intertwined with their every step. Each swing of the sword, each drop of blood was a tribute to the gods above and the myths that shaped their world.
Rome may have fallen, but its legends live on. The stories of gladiators and their connection to myth still captivate us, reminding us of a time when the line between history and legend wasn't so clear.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to join us as we continue to uncover the mysteries and legends of ancient civilizations.
Until next time, may the gods be with you.